Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 22 and the final part before the Destruction pay-per-view. Still to come tonight, Triple H and Shawn Michaels will step inside Hell in a Cell to confront each other before they meet inside the structure for the World Heavyweight Championship at Destruction. That is still to come tonight. They step inside Hell in a Cell. However, right now, here comes the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. Angle in recent weeks has been the subject of a verbal barrage and a physical barrage by the young, brash, cocky, arrogant man from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. Anderson. Anderson in the past couple of weeks has been trying to make a name for himself in the company, and he did that by attacking the Olympic gold medalist, the legend that is Kurt Angle. He attacked him last week and cut a promo on him, and then this past week on Metal vented his frustrations towards management in previous companies. But the fact of the matter remains, Kurt Angle and Mr. Anderson will go one-on-one at the Destruction pay-per-view. And with this being the final episode before Destruction, Kurt Angle would need to get some vital momentum up against Big Daddy Cool, Kevin Nash. 7 feet of the Giant. Haven't seen him compete since episode 7 of Metal, where he lost to Mr. Anderson, would you believe it? Kevin Nash may have lost to Mr. Anderson, however, can he beat Mr. Anderson's opponent for the Destruction here tonight in Kurt Angle? Kevin Nash has been trying to find his feet ever since losing the Hardcore Championship way back at WrestleMania. Not been booked for Destruction, that's gonna have to eat away at him. However, tonight, if he puts on a good showing against the Olympic gold medalist, maybe can start to rack up some wins, rack up some momentum. But you know it's not going to be easy. Kurt Angle is no pushover. He has proven that in the past, and he would hope to prove that in his match against Mr. Anderson at Destruction, but right now, he goes one-on-one with Big Daddy Cool. Kurt Angle, for the former Olympic gold medalist, going right after Nash in the starting block, but Nash really using the power to his advantage, and now Angle going to use that Olympic wrestling background of his. But now there's a power, and oh my goodness, a Samoan drop by Kevin Nash, and that's what you got to watch out for. Quickness as well as speed and agility. Here's the cover, following the leg drop, but now Angle back at him. As we mentioned before, a couple weeks back, Nash lost to Mr. Anderson. Can he redeem himself here against Kurt Angle? And there's a belly-to-the-back suplex to Nash. 300 pounds flying across the ring. That's not going to be good. And now Angle going for a kick, but sent into the top turnbuckle instead. Still to come tonight, Shawn Michaels and Triple H step inside Hell in a Cell for the world title. That will happen at Destruction tonight. They confront each other inside the structure, which hangs above the ceiling. Meanwhile, Nash is going to work on Kurt Angle. Here's a cover and another kick up by Angle. And you know, Angle, he's got to have Mr. Anderson on his mind. Who wouldn't? He's been attacked by Anderson in the past couple of weeks. And there's a massive boot by Nash right to the skull of Kurt Angle, and now kicks to the sternum. Punches a little bit off today, flipping hell. Getting a bit tongue-tied. It's the heat, summer heat, but it's not going to affect Destruction. They're going to put it all out on the line, and there is a German suplex by Kurt Angle. Angle now in firm control. He's looking to go after him, and now dives at him in the corner, but he is caught out by Nash. Good God. Nash catching out the 250-pounder with ease and throws him. And now he's going to hook that leg. Shades of Kurt Angle here with the ankle lock. But it's not really an ankle lock. He's got the entire leg held. Nash, those massive legs. Can Angle find a way out of this? And he does. A kick to the skull. Anderson, he has to be watching this matchup. He scouted Angle for the past couple of weeks. There's a punch to Nash. Goes off the ropes, and oh my. We're going to see a jackknife powerbomb by Nash. Jackknife perhaps, but a reversal and an angle slam. Angle slam by Angle. Nash looks to be out of it, but he's back into this now. I spoke too soon, he's not. Nash is on the floor and crowd going ballistic, the ankle lock submission. Nash has nowhere to go, and he taps out. In the end, it was just too much. Kurt Angle making Kevin Nash submit. Those knee problems cost him in the end, and it was Kurt Angle in the end picking up the victory over Big Daddy Cool. And now Kurt Angle builds huge momentum when he goes one-on-one with Mr. Anderson at the Destruction pay-per-view. He has won this matchup with relative ease, although you got to admit, Kevin Nash caused some serious problems. He almost got the jackknife right here, but then the reversal was catastrophic for Nash. Angle slam followed by the ankle lock submission, and in the end it was too much for Nash to handle. He had to tap out, and he did in the end. Kevin Nash suffering another defeat. He has suffered defeats at the hands of Anderson and Kurt Angle in the past couple weeks. He needs to get back on track fast. But nevertheless, Kurt Angle winning this matchup to the delight of his fans, and has put Mr. Anderson on notice here tonight perhaps. Kurt Angle builds huge momentum heading into Destruction, and...
No.
Oh wait.
I don't need to do that. I don't want to do that. You know why? Because I'm an asshole. That's why. And Law has his little fans. I got my own following. I like to proudly call them Anderson's assholes. Yep. That's right. And tonight, Anderson's assholes will loudly and proudly drown out as they proclaim at the top of their lungs to the entire freaking world, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the match once again, Mr. Thanks, assholes.
Mr. Anderson, pretty blunt there. He's got his own set of fans and he doesn't even need them, he just proclaimed. Mr. Anderson continuing to make a name for himself and continuing to get into the mind of Kurt Angle. These mind games have got to rack up, but when you've got a strong mental state like Kurt Angle has, it's difficult to break down. But the fact is, Kurt Angle and Mr. Anderson go one-on-one at the pay-per-view.
Look, Kane, I understand what happened earlier tonight, alright? And I can't help that AJ Styles cheated to win. That victory has happened, the referee didn't see it, and unfortunately for you, that counts as a loss. Again. Because, as we know, and you know, you haven't lost since before WrestleMania. In fact, no. Better yet, you haven't won since before WrestleMania. Is that right? You know, for a big red machine, you're not very winnable, are you? You're not really a winning guy, as of late. But that's okay. And you can complain all you like, but the fact of the matter is, it was a freak result, and that's all it was, okay? But now you come into my office and you demand that you get a match against AJ Styles at the pay-per-view Destruction, yeah? Well, unfortunately, the pay-per-view has already got 7 matches, and I don't think, due to time constraints, I can't fit another match in. I'm sorry, alright? You're gonna have to wait until a later date, Kane, but you can't have AJ Styles at the pay-per-view. Alright, you know what, hang on, stop being hasty, let go of my throat, please. Look, Kane, I'll fit you on the pre-show, alright? You can, Kane versus AJ Styles, it's official, for Metal, alright? Destruction pre-show, you can go one-on-one with AJ in a rematch. Okay, please let go of my throat. Oh.
Kane gets AJ Styles at the Destruction pre-show. Kane versus AJ, set for the Destruction pre-show. It's a rematch from earlier tonight, but nevertheless, coming up next, Triple H and Shawn Michaels will step inside Hell in a Cell to confront each other before they face off inside Hell in a Cell for the world title at Destruction. It is live, and it's up next. We are just a week away from Destruction. It premieres 1 week from tonight. Next Saturday it comes your way. And in fact, before then, the Destruction pre-show will be this Wednesday for Metal, Kane vs AJ Styles on that. But also, for the pay-per-view, this is boiled over as you've just seen. Kurt Angle and Mr. Anderson will go one-on-one. It's a matter of pride for Anderson. Can he take out the Olympic gold medalist? And this one that was made earlier tonight, it will be for the Intercontinental Championship. Chris Jericho finally gets his matchup he wanted. It's a submission match for the Intercontinental title Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit for the Intercontinental title. And for the NLW Tag Team titles, we've seen the darker side of R-Truth come out. Truth and Kofi put the tag team titles on the line against Chavo and Hernandez. If they get disqualified or counted out, they lose the titles. That is huge, but also huge is this one. For the hardcore title, Raven puts it on the line against John Cena. John Cena earlier tonight tried to get the upper hand on Raven, but how will they fare when they go one-on-one for the hardcore title in the hardcore match at Destruction? And as you've just seen as well, earlier tonight, CM Punk against Doctor's orders. He has been medically cleared to compete against Randy Orton at Destruction, but what will his condition be when it's CM Punk versus Randy Orton at Destruction? It is a last man standing matchup, a rematch from Undertaker, a rematch for Sting. It's a rematch for WrestleMania. The Undertaker goes one-on-one with Sting in the last man standing matchup. You saw earlier tonight the way Sting manhandled the Undertaker. And this one, for the World Heavyweight Championship, it will be contested in the first ever Hell in a Cell match in NLW. A World Heavyweight title rematch with Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, World title inside Hell in a Cell. An incredible pay-per-view lineup, but there you see it, the Hell in a Cell structure. This thing is massive. It's much larger than a steel cage. We've never seen anything like it. It's got a roof over the top of it, as you know. We have never seen the Hell in a Cell structure in No Limits Wrestling before. This is the first glimpse we're getting of it. And this Sunday at Destruction, Shawn Michaels and Triple H will compete inside it for the World Heavyweight Championship. But tonight, they have a final confrontation inside of it. And you see the game, the World Heavyweight Champion who won that title at WrestleMania, he's coming out here and he's taking his first glance at this cage. You don't realise what you're getting into until it's actually physically in front of you, and it's pretty immense, I'm going to be honest. This thing is huge. You can tell that it's huge because it's engulfed the arena. There's barely any room left. And the fact is, not only is it huge, it is also hugely devastating for the people who compete inside it. It ends careers. It arguably shortens lives. And it will be the structure in which Triple H and Shawn Michaels will compete inside for the World Heavyweight Championship at Destruction.
Two men stood in this ring. They scratched, they clawed, they fought, and they bled buckets for what they believed in. And that is a World Heavyweight Championship. Shawn Michaels, you said last week that the whole thing might come down to 1 second. But when it came right down to it, Shawn, and that 1 second was a reality, you didn't have what it took. You couldn't stand on your own 2 feet, Shawn. And that's why tonight, I stand here before all of you and the world as still the World Heavyweight Champion.
The business is about to pick up. Triple H baby World Champion, but for how long? Shawn Michaels, the former World Heavyweight Champion, about to come out here and confront his opponent for Hell in a Cell at Destruction. Shawn Michaels lost the world title at WrestleMania to Triple H, and Sunday at Destruction he gets his rematch inside this very structure. Shawn Michaels looks into the eyes of the game. What has he got to say to the game after Triple H said what he had to say just now? Shawn Michaels is after that world title there. He will stop at nothing until he gets what he wants. And he is intensity personified.
What's it gonna take, Shawn, huh? What do I gotta do to you? What do I gotta do to you? Haven't you had enough yet? You and me? We haven't even gotten started yet.
My oh my.
You know, You must be stuck in the 70s or something. I hear you out here talking about former this, former that, I used to be. And I'm beginning to think that the air up there has got to be doing something to your brain. It's got to be throwing you off, making you see and do funny things. Let me make this clear. This is my world. This right here, where you two little feet are standing dead center in the middle of what is my ring. But right now, you're standing face to face, nose to nose, eye to eye with me. And I don't care who you are, and I don't care who you've got with you. If right here in the middle of this ring, I feel like kicking your ass, I will.
Apologies for the technical problems we're having with audio at the moment.
You know as well as I do, Triple H has standards and practices that he must abide by. But I don't. If I'm not mistaken, I thought I heard you say that this is your world. Well, every fan knows just who it was that brought you into this world. Now, if you don't get that glare out of your stare, boy, I'm gonna knock it off.
Well, he did just that. Shawn Michaels making the first move, knocking that glare off his face and kicking the hell out of Triple H. And oh my goodness, drop kicking him into the cell. And if they start fighting out there, this could be dangerous. Oh my, Triple H has got the chair from under the ring. Triple H now, oh my god, stopping him in his tracks. Chair shot off of the skull and sending him, Michaels sent into the steel cage, into that wall of that Hell in a Cell. And now, Triple H is going to work on Shawn Michaels, sending him off of those steel steps. Triple H now working on Michaels, oh my god. Steel step shots off of the skull, and now Triple H sending them back in the ring. Triple H has pummeled Michaels. That chair shot to the skull might have done it, but now look at this, pedigree onto the steel steps. Triple H, thunderous pedigree onto those damn steel steps, and he is living proof of why he's World Heavyweight Champion, because he does things like this. He does things his way without any regard for his opponent's well-being, his former friend's well-being. This would be typical if it was his enemy, but this isn't. This is his former friend. Wherever the road changed for Triple H, now he is certainly going after Michaels. When Michaels instigated the fight, he beat up Triple H in the early going, and then chair shot off the skull, steel step shots did it in for Michaels, unfortunately, and then the pedigree on the steps in the middle of the ring. This has only been a taster of what we can expect at Hell in a Cell. The intensity and the danger Sunday will be increased tenfold. Triple H may be holding on to that title for a little while longer, if anything here tonight was any indication. Or will Triple H suffer defeat at the hands of Shawn Michaels and have a very unmemorable title reign? This Sunday it will be destruction. This Sunday it will be Shawn Michaels versus Triple H for the World Heavyweight Championship inside Hell in a Cell.